The day of my graduation was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. For years of hard work, sleepless nights, endless assignments, and silent sacrifices, finally completed. I walked out of the auditorium holding my degree, feeling proud, excited, and hopeful. All I wanted was to go home and hear my parents say, "We're proud of you." But the moment I stepped inside the house, my entire world flipped upside down. My mom was standing in the hallway, arms crossed, expression completely cold. There was no smile, no excitement, no sign that today was special for me. Instead, she looked at me and said, "You're late. We already made the announcement." My heart skipped a beat. "What announcement?" I asked, still holding my graduation cap. But she didn't answer. Instead, she turned her head toward the stairs, and then I heard the sound of heels. My sister walked downstairs wearing a bright red formal suit, holding a thick folder in her hands. She looked important. Important in a way no one had bothered to make me feel. My dad clapped proudly and announced, "Congratulations, sweetheart. From today onwards, the entire family business is officially yours." I froze. The family business? Given to her? Today? Without even mentioning it to me? I felt like the ground beneath my feet had disappeared. My sister smirked as Dad handed her the office keys, like a trophy she had earned in a battle I never knew existed. I tried to speak. "This business? You gave it to her?" Mom replied casually. "Yes. We didn't tell you because we didn't want unnecessary drama." Drama? Finding out your family just handed your future to someone else is drama? But then came the line that shattered me completely. "You're not leadership material." It felt like someone punched me straight in the chest. I looked at them, my mom, my dad, the two people who were supposed to be proud of me on this day, and all I saw was indifference. Mom folded her arms tighter and continued, "You're too emotional. Too soft. You'd ruin things. Your sister is better at handling people. She's more responsible." Responsible? The same sister who never cared about the business? Who skipped accounts meetings? Who never read a single company report? But they didn't care. To them, she was perfect. And I? Just the extra child. My voice cracked as I said, "I studied business, for you. I wanted to help the company." Mom just shrugged. "Well, you can still find a job somewhere. We don't have time to fix your life anymore." Fix my life? They had never guided me in the first place. I stood there with my graduation robe still on, but suddenly, I felt naked. Exposed. Unwanted. My sister took the keys from Dad and flashed another victorious smile. It felt like she was celebrating my defeat. I walked to my room slowly, each step heavier than the last. And when my back was turned, I heard Mom whisper, "I told you, he never reacts. He's too passive. He'll just accept it." They thought I would break silently. They thought I would swallow this betrayal like every other insult. But something inside me shifted. My silence was not weakness. It was the birth of a decision. A decision to walk away. A decision to build myself. A decision to let them feel the absence of the sun they never valued. That night, I sat alone in my room while downstairs, they celebrated my sister like she was a queen taking the throne. I stared at my graduation degree, the one they didn't care about. And as the noise of their celebration echoed through the walls, I thought everything was ending. But I had no idea. It was just beginning. The next morning, before I could even leave my room, Mom appeared at the door and said sharply, "Don't come to the office today. Your sister needs space to focus. You'll only distract her." Distract her? Me? The same person who handled half the business reports for years? But I didn't argue. Not because they were right. but because I had made a silent decision. Let everything fall apart. I won't save what I was never included in. So I left home and began job hunting. It was tough: rejections, low-paying offers, long days, and nights spent on my friend's sofa when I couldn't bear the toxicity of my house. Meanwhile, in the family business, everything was collapsing. Every week, someone told me she messed up the accounts. 3 clients backed out. The shipment was delayed. She fired half the staff. Suppliers don't trust her. But Mom defended her blindly. She's learning. She needs time. She's trying. Dad's voice, however, grew weaker and more anxious each day. And me? I was growing. I got a job at a small startup. The pay wasn't huge, but the environment was healthy. People appreciated my ideas, valued my input, and trusted my abilities. For the first time, I felt worthy. Months passed. I worked hard, learned new systems, built connections, and created a restructuring model for the company. The CEO liked it so much that he asked me to pitch it to investors. The pitch day came. I stood in a conference room, not as the unworthy son, not as the rejected child, but as someone confident and capable. The investors said, "We love it. We're investing." My CEO shook my hand with pride. My colleagues congratulated me. Life finally felt like it was moving upward. But my family's world? Crashing. One night, Dad called me. His voice sounded tired, defeated. "Business is in very bad shape," he said quietly. "We're losing clients. Your sister is overwhelmed. We don't know what to do." For a moment, I felt something tug at my heart. But I didn't rush back. Because when I needed them, they turned their backs. Days later, I received a message from my sister. "Come to the office. Please. It's urgent." When I entered, all 3 of them sat at the conference table: Mom, Dad, and my sister, looking like judges waiting for a verdict. Mom's voice was softer than I had heard in months. "We need your help." Dad pushed a file toward me. "Clients trust you. Employees trust you. You have a name in the industry now. We want you to take over the business, under your sister's supervision." Under her? The same person responsible for this disaster? I stared at them. Then slowly took out my phone. Mom frowned. "What are you doing?" I pressed play. Her own voice echoed through the room. "He's not leadership material. He'll ruin things. He's too emotional." Silence. Mom looked shocked. Dad looked ashamed. My sister looked scared. I put the phone down and said, "Leadership isn't something you give. It's something you earn." I stood up, closed the file, and added, "You didn't need a leader. You needed a puppet. I'm not that." Dad's voice cracked. "Please, don't leave." But the boy who once begged for their approval was gone. And the man who valued himself had finally arrived. The next morning, I got a message from my mom. "Come home. We need to talk." No apology. No warmth. Just a command, like always. I didn't reply. But in the evening, I still went. Not for them. But for closure. For myself. When I walked inside, the entire family was already seated: my mom, my dad, and my sister. They looked tense, restless, and strangely guilty. My mom tried to stand up, then hesitated. My dad cleared his throat. My sister stared at the floor. It was the first time in my life they weren't acting like kings of the house. My mom finally spoke. "We heard you left home, and we didn't expect you to actually go. You misunderstood. We were just upset. You shouldn't have taken things so seriously." Her voice sounded softer than usual, but it wasn't softness. It was fear. Fear of losing control. My dad added, "Your sister needs guidance. We thought you'd help the business as a team. You're the mature one. Don't treat us like enemies." My sister whispered, "I didn't want to take it, they pushed it on me." "I'm sorry." For a moment, the old version of me would have melted. The boy desperate for approval. The son who believed any crumb of affection was love. But not this time. I sat down calmly, my voice steady. I didn't leave because of the business. I left because of the disrespect. The manipulation. The way you reduced me to someone who owes you everything but deserves nothing. My mom instantly reacted, "We raised you. You can't speak to us like this." I raised my hand gently. "No shouting today. No guilt trips. No comparing me to my sister. For once, just listen." They fell silent. I continued, "You gave the business to her without even asking me. You dismissed everything I worked for. My graduation meant nothing to you. My efforts meant nothing. And now, after everything, you want me to pretend like it's normal?" My dad looked down. My mom had no argument ready. My words had hit deeper than they expected. I stood up slowly. "I'm not here to fight. I'm here to set boundaries." My mom frowned. "Boundaries? With your parents?" "Yes," I said. "From now on, I won't tolerate disrespect. I won't carry your emotional weight. And I won't be the backup plan when things fall apart." My sister's eyes filled with tears. "Are you leaving us for good?" I shook my head gently. "No. I'm leaving the version of you that treated me like I didn't matter." My mom's voice cracked for the first time in years. "So, what do you want from us?" I smiled sadly. "Nothing. Just respect. And distance. I'll live my life on my terms now." I walked toward the door. No one tried to stop me this time. No angry shouting. No guilt. Just silence, heavy and full of regret. Right as I opened the door, my dad spoke softly. "We never realized how much we hurt you. I hope one day you forgive us." I didn't turn back. I simply said, "I hope one day you understand me." And I stepped out. The evening air felt different, lighter. For the first time, I wasn't a son begging for love. I wasn't someone's disappointment. I wasn't the shadow of my sister. I was just me. Independent. Calm. Free. As I walked away from the house, I felt something powerful inside me. A truth I had run from my whole life. I didn't lose a family that never valued me. I finally gained myself. If you were in my place, what would you do? Tell me in the comments, and please subscribe our channel, please.